Hey everybody, in this video I just want to finish up a few things for the domain controller migration from Windows 2012 R2 to 2019, keeping the same IP and the same name. So here you can see DC01 is up, DC02. What I didn't do and I need to do is just import this DHCP scope. So I copied it over here. Let's just make sure it's on this PC, on this server. It should be in here, DHCP. Yep, there it is, old DHCP conf. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use PowerShell. We're going to go, let's do this, import. Okay, let's do this. Okay, import DHCP server, computer name, and it's going to be NFT. No, it's not. It's going to be DC01, DC01 dot test domain dot local. We're going to bring in the leases because there should be a lease here. Leases. Okay, that's right. And the file is C DHCP. That's where we put it. And it's called old DHCP conf.xml. That's the file name. Backup. We're also going to do a backup. I think this is backing up the current. C DHCP. And that should give us a backup file right there. So let's run that. And it's going to prompt us, will be imported, and we do want to do that, so let's do it. And let's take a look at our DHCP. That's our DNS. Let's go here, go to Tools, DHCP. And let's expand that. Now we have a scope here. You're going to see the scope. Let's expand this. Move this over. And we should see an address lease. There it is. And the lease expires in 5 days. Okay. Next, let's just try this. So here, let's go in here. This is the workstation that we were working with. Let's just reboot this thing. So we'll go in here. We're just going to restart it. I just want to, what I want to do is I want to log into it again. Just make sure everything's working. While we wait for that to come back up, let's just do another check. Let's do dcdiag for today. Okay, so let's see, this should look clean. Let's take a look at how this looks. So it's giving us the DFSR event error or issue, but I don't think that's an error. I think that's an error during the actual upgrade, and that should go away. We passed, so that says it failed that test. That's fine. I don't think that's an issue. We can check. We'll check in the event viewer. So that looks good. Let's go over to here. the other domain controller. Windows PowerShell. Run as administrator. All right. And let's do a dcdiag here. And again, we're only seeing a fail right on that one. Okay, that's fine. Let's look at the event viewer. The other thing, I think some of the issues that we had involved the DNS and how DNS was configured in this domain, which, you know, I was reading a little bit about this, and it should be slightly different. So let's see, I can't. There we go. That's weird. I don't know what's going on there, but okay, let's check properties of this and check our DNS. So here's how our DNS right now is set up. That this is 100 and it's pointing to 100. So what I read was that what we should do is point the preferred should be the second domain controller, and the secondary, the alternate, should be this domain controller. And I think that is the problem, because when upgrading it, it was looking to itself and it couldn't find anything, and it was causing an issue of being able to correctly clean out everything. So I'm going to fix that on here. I'm also going to go over to the other one and make sure that one's right. So that's just a little AD, something you have to make sure AD is set up right. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay, let's go to event viewer. Let's expand that. Let me go over here. So there must be something with this image. So if I go here, nope, that's not what I wanted. There we go. So the properties here, let's go to that one, properties. And again, this one is correct. DNS should be the opposite one. This is 101, should be pointing to the other DNS server, and the alternate should be this one. That is correct. Okay, so good. All right, so let's take a look at what we got. We've got some errors. Okay, so that, we'll have to watch out for that. Let's check. Let's go into application log. So let's take a look at ADSI edit. So this is a good place to look, and we'll connect to the domain controller, DC01. That should be fine. test domain. Now let's just check in here. Let's see. Is that where I want to go? Let me connect to... So everything looks good. DC01. I'm not seeing anything with DC new test or anything like that. So that's going to be important. So let's do that. Let's look for, we're going to filter the current log, and we're just going to look for criticals. Let's look for criticals first. Okay, nothing in there for criticals. Let's look for criticals and warnings. Okay, win log on. Let's see how this is doing. It's doing some updates actually right now. Okay, win log on. What's the error here, or the warning? I don't think that's anything serious to worry about. Let's check here. Let's filter this log and look for criticals and warnings. We look good there. System. Again, criticals. Warnings. Okay, we got some warnings. Time service, yeah, we know that. Time service is off. The PDC. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Right, so we didn't configure the PDC. You can do that in the registry. I don't have that config in front of me right now, but that is fine. I don't think that's an issue. So I think that all goes back to before the actual configuration. So I think we're good. Time service, of course, you need to set on the PDC. So let's do one thing before we can configure that. I just have to look up the configuration for that. So what I'll do is let's do this. Let's go to Active Directory, Users and Computers. There we go, Users and Computers. And what we'll do is we'll bring back the FSMO roles back to DC01. So we go to the actual domain, right click, Operations Masters, and transfer. So we're going to do that. Yes. Just move the RID. Let's move the PDC. Yep. And the infrastructure master. We'll move all of those three back over here. Okay, so that's done. So remember, we can just go netdom query FSMO. It should show us what is what. Now we can see the infrastructure master, everything's over there. So let me look up the settings for the NTP, and then we'll set them up. Okay, let's do this. Let's go into regedit. So we're on the PDC emulator. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to local machine, system, current control set, services, and this is going to be win32 W32 time. And then we're going to go to time providers and NTP server. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, we want to make sure there's a 1 for enabled, which there is. That means it's enabled already. Specify. Now we're going to specify the time sources. And that should be in Win32 parameters. There we can see NTP server. So we're going to define those. So let's click that. And what we'll do is, let's add a few. So I'm going to do time a.nist.gov time-v.nist.gov time-c.nist.gov and time-d.nist.gov. Okay, that's good. Let's save that. Perfect. All right, that looks good. Let's go to our next step. So we're going to look for config here. And we're going to look for the max phase. Max, there it is. And what we want to do is time in seconds. So turn this to decimal. That is a very high number. Make this more reasonable. We'll do 1 hour, 3600. Okay. Okay. Okay, so the other thing, we want to go to parameters type. And we want to make this, what do we want to make this? We want to make this NTP. So it's going to be type NTP. Okay. So we've got that set. Let's see, what else do we have to do? Announce flags. Config. Announce flags. This should be set to 5 for Okay, so this should be good. So we set the announce flag. Alright, I think we've done everything else. So now what we'll do is let's restart. So let's go back here and we'll do net stop W32 time, and we'll restart it. Net start W32 time. Let's see. That doesn't work in here, so let's copy it and open a command line. I think that's what we need to do. Okay, that has now been updated. We should also make sure that our time zone is correct here. Let's see. Ethernet. Oh, there it goes. Whoops. Let's do that again. So the time here is -4. Let's see, Eastern time. -5 right now. Or rather, -4 right now, but because of daylight savings time. Alright. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So now what we should have, 11:57 a.m. That is correct. So let's do the same thing over here. What we'll do, since this is not the PDC emulator, well, we should just have to restart. So if we do command, no, okay, we got administrator. Can I copy that? Net stop time and net start W32 time. Okay, that's going to restart it. And we'll see if that should now, it should be able to announce the time to that one. And yeah, there you go, right? So now we just have to fix the time. And normally you're not going to have to do this because everything should be already set up on your domain, but this is just because we didn't have it set up like this. Eastern time, daylight savings time. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Eastern time. Okay. And there we go. So now the time is looking good. This is still updating. What I'll do is I will end this video and then we'll just have one more video where we just wrap everything up. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it.